Okay, so unsurprisingly, because I have no shame, I've been using this as a cheat sheet to beat the boss. I just did that. I just made that right there. Okay. So pretty much it's how fast I can react to what she's doing, or I can cheat it by cheating even harder to the point where it's like, man, you would get disqualified in any tournament for doing this. Or it would be the same as like writing the answers to a test on your wrist. I'm gonna cheat that hard to make sure I win this. Okay, so you're gonna be like, but Koopa, you haven't memorized a single one of them yet. How are you gonna beat the boss in your second try? Well, I want you to watch, alright? As Ayumi is confidently walking up these red stairs, she knows for sure she's gonna beat this boss on the second try, okay? How many people do you know beat the boss on the second try? Yeah, there we go. There we go, see? Maybe you guys did, I don't know. But we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this in such a lame way that I don't know. Your friend who passed SATs by typing all the answers on his phone and Googling would be ashamed. Okay, it's like a very long S. It's like a very, very long S. So then I'll go for the hourglass one. Okay, the hourglass one. Got it. The hourglass one is MCR. I don't see MCR. Shit. So it's not the wrong one then? Is it? It's NF up M? It's not either. Okay. Shit. Did I read that wrong? Let's take a quick look. Okay. It's S something FNXH something up MR. The what? I don't get it. What I wrote down here doesn't match. I don't. What? The one she did was the bottom right. So there should be like an hourglass, right? Hourglass. I don't see an hourglass on any of these. Okay. All right. Okay. So it's the bottom right, and she chose that one. Okay. Let's double check one more time. Oops, no, wrong. Okay, circle, right? Circle's the Japanese. Oh, there we go. Okay, circle again. Okay, all right. Which one is it? Which one is it? I don't get it. I can't read this shit. Okay, SMIRM for whatever reason. Okay, we're gonna choose that one and see why. Nope, that was wrong. That was the wrong one. It wasn't triangle. Okay. Hourglass. Okay, the hourglass is back up. If it's the hourglass, N something X? What? Okay, triangle on this one. Oh god, it works. I don't get it. Okay, CMMR. CMMR is square. Got it. God, the amount of cheating! I love this. Oh, what's that one? Looks like San Francisco. It's RMB. That's square. Okay, I got it. Hold this. All right, we're good. Next. Okay, all right. It's SC something. SCMPMR. Is that it? It is, okay, which means the answer is XNFR, whatever. It's square again for whatever reason. Alright, here we go. Okay, next. The level of cheating, I don't give a shit. NF, command point up, the answer is RMFS something. RMF, it's triangle. Hang on. Got it. Hold that! Hold it! Hold it, Sensei! Didn't know I was next level cheating! I awoke to God, the next level cheating was godlike. I awoke to a white expanse stretched out before me and realized I was still in midair. It almost seemed like I was above the clouds, looking down on the world below. Finally, the light from the Book of Shadows faded, its power spent. I immediately lost my balance and fell through the sea of clouds, landing with a thump. Whoa! Okay. Very luckily, there's a very bright mist covering every inch of your butt. Not really, but hey. The entire area was so blindingly bright, though, that I couldn't make out who she was. The clouds clung to the ground even here, giving my surrounding their unearthly glow. Pure white, as if this were the aftermath of a blizzard. I could make out new details the longer I focused, and now noticed that the girl before me had almost translucent blue eyes with no eyebrows. She was gazing fixedly at me. I could only think of this being as someone who existed beyond all human knowledge. I addressed her with a fearful break in my voice, but she just continued staring at me in total silence. I raised the Book of Shadows, but the girl's expression did not change. What? The girl spoke, but I couldn't understand what she was saying. Oh, please? Okay. The girl stood and began approaching me, which is kind of scary, actually. Okay, hang on. I tried to take a step back, but tripped and fell. This is when I first noticed my surroundings. The clouds had receded a bit, revealing no snow broth, but a thick forest of half-dead trees. The girl approached me slowly, one step at a time, in an almost rhythmical manner. Okay. Her mouth opened wide. Okay, I thought you were puking on me. But I guess this is another unexpected option. Blood splattered everywhere. I was completely drowned. Yeah, of course he would be. I screamed and tried to move back, but my legs had given out. Meanwhile, the Book of Shadows lay on the ground. It was the farthest thing from my mind at the moment. Then, from behind the skewered girl, I caught sight of another girl who looked just like her, her flaming body hanging from a tree. It swung very slightly in place, creaking and groaning with every revolution.
Ego soffocare colum paesanisam! Ego corpus la cerebrunt.
Ego corpus la celebrante.
I could hear accusatory yells in that same foreign language coming from hysterical men and women in the forest. Hi. How are you? You know, personal space? Don't they teach you that in medieval school? She continued walking toward me, little by little, step by painful, deliberate step. And when she finally reached me, She put her hands around my neck and began to choke me. Thinking quickly, however, I grabbed the girl's arms, pulled her in, and gave her the biggest hug I could muster.
言葉はわからないけど伝わってくるわ。虐殺された命の悲鳴。あなたに何があったのかはわからない。でも多分あなたにそっくりな少女を私は知ってる。
You know, somewhere out there, I'm thinking, this is someone's fetish. The burned girl stopped moving entirely. I guess I'd gotten her attention. I guess so.
悲しくて悲しくて、その子は命を奪われてからもお母さんのことが大好きで、誰にも許されなかった。苦しんで苦しんで、助けを求めるままに自分をなくして呪いに溺れて。
My eyes began to overflow with tears. I loosened my grip slightly, and the burned girl began to stroke my cheek, delicately yet strangely.
あなたの憎しみと怒りは正しいわ。でも悲しみの連鎖は誰かが止めなきゃならない。かわいそうでもあなたにしかできない使命なの。
She continued to stroke my cheek, but then also raised her other hand to my eye, stuck out her finger, and jammed it right into my eye socket. Pain shot through me in one incredible wave. From somewhere deep within my head, I could hear the sound of a foreign body digging around my muscle tissue. Her finger had directly cut my ophthalmic nerve, nerve, not merv. Sorry, you know, it feels like her fingers are digging into my head too. I can no longer pronounce the words that I'm seeing on the screen. Well, not quite how I expected this to go.
これはこの子が感じた痛み。この痛みを共有できなければこの子を理解することなんてできない。私は逃げない。
That decided, I allowed my body to give into the convulsions and I began rubbing. What? I was trying not to consciously focus on the pain, instead focusing on the girl. Well, I felt as if I were mere moments from choking on my own tongue when the girl's fingers finally dug my right eye out of its socket completely. Words cannot describe the extreme pain, and that we still are. I cramped up completely and began shivering. The girl then put the sticky, bloody eyeball in her palm, displaying it triumphantly in view of my other eye for a moment before squeezing it with every ounce of strength she had. It still had some elasticity to it, so it expanded in her hand till its length had roughly doubled, but it could only take so much, eventually exploding into milky white and red goo. Yet, I still refused to show any signs of intimidation. You know what? You have to be really good at pain resistance to still be having these thoughts right now instead of ouch. I waited until the girl's eyes met mine, then flashed her a soft smile. She looked genuinely puzzled. I would be too. And then she threw herself at me, and our lips met. What?
Sometimes.
I hugged her once more, in spite of my trembling arms. A huge shockwave shook the air, transforming into light and shattering around me.
嘘でしょ。
白崎
I could hear Kishinuma and the others yelling out in shock, having witnessed everything from the bottom of the stairs. Aiko was there too. When the light settled, I was standing at the top of those mystic red stairs, which had now reformed and stretched down below me to the remnants of Heavenly Host. I held my exploded right eye in my right hand and the Book of Shadows in my left. I slowly, solemnly descended those stairs of light.
篠崎お前無事だったのか
園長。
篠崎その目怪我したのか
大丈夫。あの子をここに戻すための優しい傷だよ。
The Book of Shadows in my hand had a white sheen to it now. I gave a weak smile and slowly formulated in my mind the exact words I wanted to say.
みんなごめんね。私のためにみんながひどい目にあって、どんなに謝ってもやっぱり許されることじゃないって分かってる。これ以上みんなを傷つけさせないよ。この涅槃から守るから。何言ってるの？
どうしたんだよ篠崎急に変なこと言って
大丈夫。心配しないで。今度こそちゃんと守るって決めたの。
おい篠崎
Kishinuma seemed especially perturbed by this resolution. He must have thought I was on the verge of sacrificing myself for the greater good or something, and rightly so. But the section of floor where I stood was up too high for Kishinuma or any of the others to reach me. They couldn't stop me. Not anymore.
篠崎
私だって篠崎の末裔。幸子がそうしたように、私もこの涅槃を飲み込んで封印する。幸子のように？それってまさか。
I've been too embarrassed to look my friends in the eye while informing them of this, but I knew I had to now. It was my last chance. I looked up at them, cheeks a little red.
お別れかな。
I giggled as playfully as I could.
いい加減にしろお前はもう十分傷ついたろもういいんだよ篠崎
Kishinuma was downright hysterical, but I still kept that same bright smile on my face. I wouldn't let go of it, no matter what.
でもね、いいこともあるの。よしえさんの記憶で見たんだけどね。天神症ができる前、幸子がこの涅槃を封印した時は、この涅槃に消された人の存在を取り戻せたの。
取り戻す
篠原さんや鈴本さんたちみんなの思い出をこの世に取り戻せるかもしれない。
篠崎
私は幸せだよ。ここでお別れになってもみんなの記憶にいるんだもの。それに比べて
篠崎
今のままじゃ篠原さんや鈴本さん、森重くん、ゆい先生、 それに涅槃に存在を消されたたくさんの人が悲しすぎる。
お前はそれでいいのかよ。人のことばっか考えてんじゃねえよ。
My facade had finally cracked. A single tear rolled down my cheek, then another and another. And with impeccable timing, the Book of Shadows spoke, striking me while I was down.
残念だが、お前に救いは来ない。この邪術を行使するには、それなりの代償が必要だ。幸子ほどの霊力もないお前は、代わりにお前の存在を失うことになる。
んだと。
涅槃に触れる以上、存在に関しては障害反動を受けねばならない。誰の記憶にも残らない。思い出されもしない。これまでお前が生きた証はすべて消えるのだ。よく考えろ。
You know? I know this is Corpse Party. And most certainly, I didn't quite expect the happiest of endings that I had imagined and told to the stream. But to be fair, I didn't really want to expect this either. Yeah, I guess this is it.
篠崎。なあ、冗談じゃねえぞ。お前の存在そのものが消えちまうなんて、そんなバカなこと。
死ぬわくん。
For a split second, I let my true feelings show, but then immediately forced a smile again.
でもみんなの人生を取り戻せるのなら。
なんでだよ。お前全然分かってねえ。やめるんだ篠崎。他に方法はないのか。
そうだよ委員長。私はもう誰にも死んでほしくないし消えてほしくない。お願いだからやめて。
邪術は常に対価を必要とする。でもそんな未来、私も納得できないわ。
ありがとうみんな。でも誰かがやらなきゃいけないことなの。私やるわ。
涅槃の脅威は残しながらも見守ってゆく道もある。いいのか。
問題を先送りして次の世代に不幸を回すなんてダメ。そうでしょ。
ふん。ならば付き合おう。だがただの人間のお前にこの膨れ上がった涅槃を取り込むことができるかな。
飲み込めばいいんでしょ。やってみせる。
I shaved a piece of flesh from the wall of Heavenly Host, fully prepared to illustrate this point. I didn't. Well, I didn't quite expect that literally to be shoving Heavenly Host in your mouth, but okay. Without thinking too hard about what I was doing, and ignoring every impulse in my body, I shoved the. Oh, jeez. My face warped in horror as I felt the morsel slide its way down my throat. I might as well have swallowed fire. This somehow triggered my back to pop open slightly and began spurting blood. The bits of flesh I was unable to stomach were then quickly and rather ungracefully regurgitated onto the floor.
急いで外へ出て。玄関にケンセトの穴が開いてるから。
I then picked up the flesh I'd spit out and tried to cram it back into my mouth. I was determined to keep it down. Wow! It would have been better to eat dead fried chicken, and a whole lot easier. However,
おい、やめろ。やめてくれ。
I turned to face Kishinuma, who was practically begging me not to go through with this. And it's not like I wanted to. I just had to.
やめてくれ。頼む。そんな簡単にいなくならないでくれよ。
I smiled. The sentiment was truly heartwarming.
あなたはいつも私のこと見てくれてたね。気づいてたよ。あなたが私を忘れても私は忘れないからね。死ぬまく。
Kishinuma's eyes swelled up with tears.
頭ポンポン。嬉しかった。
I smiled again, even while tears were streaming down my face. This time, after swallowing the wall meat, blood began spurting from my head. Yet, finally, my actions seemed to be having an effect, as the wall in front of me began to fizzle away into a blood-red mist, ultimately vanishing before my eyes.
やめろ。やめてくれ。バカ野郎。
Kishinuma collapsed to his knees. Another shockwave rocked the whole of the dimension. It was so enormous that the ceiling fell and a nearby wall began to crack. Whatever rickety parts of the school were left had begun crumbling around us.
大したものだ、篠崎あゆみ。逃げるわよ、巻き込まれる。立ちなさい。あの子を犬死にさせたいの。どのみちこの亀裂では止めに行くのは無理だろう。格好をつけさせてやる。あれが幸子の血を引く後継者だ。
委員長。
忘れるものか。絶対。篠崎。 さつきちゃんの方は目を覚まさないんだが。
だらだらしないでよ。涅槃ごとあの子に食われたいの？放ってくわよ。
よしき。行こう。
Before he left the area, Kishinuma looked back one last time. But I was out of sight by that point. We carefully but swiftly made our way through the rubble of the former bell tower. Along the way, Yoshiki paused for a moment to look up the stairs and caught a glimpse of Misuto's clothes.
あれは
It was only a moment's distraction, however. Yoshiki, like the rest of us, very quickly continued on his way. Whoa!
ゆか
You know, quick question. Yuka, what happened to your friend? You know, Satsuki? She's not on my back. Is she on yours?
もう少しだ頑張れ
急ぎましょう。
I mean, should I care about her? Yoshiki got up to follow, but instead just stood there. He wouldn't take a single step.
どうしたの岸沼。
Yeah, probably with Maguri, that makes sense. Naomi, still on my back, saw Yoshiki's motionless form and knew something wasn't quite right.
あいつ人の記憶から消えるだけで済むのか涅槃を食い尽くした後はどうなるんだ普通の世界に戻れるのか
He seemed to be caught in a loop of doubt. He was trying to work through something in his head and didn't seem ready to move again until he'd succeeded.
よしき何してるんだ早くしないとあいつが今いるのはその涅槃の中だぞ待てよしき
He turned back toward the ruins of heavenly hosts.
お前ら出てろ
Whoa, okay. And just like that, he was gone. Fallen rubble blocking us off from the passageway he darted into.
嘘だろ
Try as we might, there was no pursuing him. He made his choice and there was nothing we could do to change things now.
仕方ない。急ぐわよ。
The school began to shake even more violently.
よしき篠崎
Not only was it shaking, but creaking and groaning as well. The school was definitely not going to stay intact for much longer at all. The red and black sky began to get sucked into heavenly hosts, like smoke into an exhaust vent, with the beautiful, clear night scenery of the real world peeking out from behind it. And slowly, the blue sky of day crept into view, ousting both the moon and the horrors of the Nirvana alike. The 6 pillars disappeared from the earth, leaving only giant craters in their wake. The rising sun shone upon the death-ridden world, serving as a beacon of light and hope for the people who'd suffered beneath what could have been, and for a time, was an endless night.
この世のどこでもない場所で嘆きと闇の支配する大きな呪いの濁流は優しい少女の血と存在の犠牲によってせき止められた。死の運命は覆らない。取り戻した友達の生きた証はそれにより生まれる新たな悲しみで世界を満たし癒してゆく。 世代を超えて受け継がれてきた守護者のバトン。きっと彼女なら世界のどこかでまっすぐに守り続けてゆくだろう。私たちの記憶からも消え去ってしまった彼女にはもう言葉すら届けることはできないが、いくつかの世界と運命が融合したこの未来で、
ナオミ、ご飯できたよ。はーい。
With a sigh of relief, Nakashima stood up and left her room. Next to the photo of her classmates, another photo stood on her desk, taken at Mochida's house.
きっとまた会える。力を守る者の矜持を胸に。
And here I sat, in my own house, in Hinoe's room. In the corner, in a wheelchair, expressionless and empty. The book of shadows on my lap. There was no fire in my eyes, no life. I just sat and stared at a single point in front of me.
ブックオブシャドウズ。私は使える。みんな幸せになってね。
The reflection staring back from the mirror wasn't me. It was Sachi, the girl in black. Sachi's eyes were covered by her bangs. Her expression was impossible to read. She was unmoving, unreadable, untenable. Just a reflection of me.
みんな私が守るから。私 頑張るから。いてもいい。
The Book of Shadows in my hand darted its eyes around frantically, its tongue dangling limply outside the frame of its tome itself. The house sat in silence for a moment. And then the doorbell rang again. The reflection in the mirror was no longer Sachi. It was just a Yumi. Just me. The Book of Shadows reverted too, showing itself once more as a plain, ordinary, entirely standard leather-bound book. The blue-white stones were tossed up into the air, where they danced a bit before tumbling back down. I could easily catch them with one hand. I looked at the white house in front of me and smiled a toothy grin. And I held onto those stones tightly, for they were my precious ever after stones. Dacid, thank you, man.
やっと見つけたぜ。
Good stuff.